Yeah, so I totally cracked pocket queens in this one with garbage, and I felt a little bit bad for the dude, but you know what? It is what it is, right? Anyways, we got some more good stuff to go over here. This is going to run for close to 20 minutes. Some interesting spots for sure. Of course, as we're getting into, the pocket queen situation, I also want to say if you guys are not in our community right now, I don't know why you're not in it, okay? You should definitely check that out. It's going to be in the pinned comment. You can talk with me, other high level members. I've been playing this game now for like 2 decades. I play, a few times per week, playing these mid stakes. And, I definitely think you'll get some good insight in there. So that's going to be in the pinned comment. And here we go. So we're starting things off here with a 9-7 suited, which, we're pretty deep in this. And this is one of those hands where you could crack some bigger hands. You got all your mid-die pocket pairs, your ace king suited, ace king, ace queen suited type hands, and player two is going to raise this up a little bit more. Now, I was actually thinking a little bit here, like, do I want to continue because I don't know what player five is going to do, so do I want to make this call or not? But I decided to. Player two, we've kind of already gone through what he could be repping. Player five, if he wants to make this call, he can. He did open, but he folded pretty quick. And then look at this flop. I mean, dream situation. What more could we ask for? I'm licking my lips here, just thinking to myself, like, please have an overpair to this board. That's really what we're looking for here, right? Because it'd be so hard to get away from, really anything. Jacks, queens, kings, aces to this board. It's a lot of draws out there, obviously, too. So I played this the way I played it. I mean, look at that. Look at that sizing. A 94 piece right here. I mean, he's trying to say he's got something good, right? I don't necessarily think he's going to be doing this with like ace king, maybe, right? Or ace queen. But, instead of just calling here, I actually just came over the top. Because like I said, I figured he would make this call with an overpair. And that seems to me what he's trying to say he has. So here we go. Sadly, he mucked it, so clearly he didn't really have anything. Turn card might have not helped the situation either, so I think it probably would have played out the same, right? Anyways, next time we got pocket aces. We actually had aces a couple times in this, I believe, which doesn't happen too often, especially in like a shorter one like this, but it kind of did. Also, let me know if you guys think that was the right play there with the 9-7. I think it was. Because we were putting him on an overpair. Okay, that to me is what was going on right there. I've been wrong before, but it felt that way, and sometimes you just got to go with what you feel the other guy's got, right? Another thing about how I approach playing, I think it's definitely gonna be different than a lot of people. I really just try to exploit players, using GTO or whatever ABC style, because you still see that even, at these games. So I will, if I think I can get a playthrough on somebody, I'm going to get a playthrough. Something that you really need to understand is that you're always, like, this comes down to two things, and I say this all the time. You want to be making good decisions, because at the end of the day, that's what this is, making good decisions. But you're also playing against other people, and you're just trying to outplay them. So you want to outplay your opponents, and you want to make good decisions. That's it. There's nothing else to this. So we got re-raised here. I just came over the top. I could have gone to like the 120 piece or something, but I decided to do that, and it is what it is. We still took it down, and all right, so now we're kind of making our way through, starting things off pretty good here. Obviously, some things are going our way to start. It's how it goes sometimes, but I think for the most part, playing pretty good. Not getting too out of line just yet. And the 8-3 offsuit here, pretty easy fold. Not going to do anything. No reason to. I mean, even if that was suited, I'm not playing it. You know what I'm saying? So, whatever. All right, player two. Probably feeling not so good about, what happened, but it is what it is. Now we got a 2-8 suited. This is another hand, which is complete garbage, but, kind of comes down to, do I want to play it? We are in the... we're in the big blind here, and you don't necessarily have to make calls when you have these kind of hands in the big blind, but I think I did anyways, I guess I was just like, whatever, you never know, right? But yeah, this is definitely, so you can see I was thinking about it right there. I made the call. Of course, ace on the flop, we have really nothing to go with this, so it's kind of just like a, yeah, check fold, and of course, instant regret from making the call, and whatever. We move on to the next one. All right, so we were three-handed for a little bit here. Pocket sixes. I just limped into this. Could have raised it. Whatever. I think he's gonna raise it. Let's see. Maybe. No, he just checked it. All right, so nothing there. We're gonna check it to the turn here, and of course, it's like one of these hands where nothing's going on, and then check out this turn card. Yeah, we got it. Had to put something out there. It went really small in the sizing here, just to I'm just kind of hoping he has something. I mean, anything, right? Um, Pretty sure he is gonna fold it. Let's see what that river card would have been though. All right, nine. So yeah, he had nothing. It is what it is. All right, king seven off. Not even gonna do anything here. We're gonna get the full table back in a sec, guys. Just bear with me here as we make our way. And I hope you're enjoying some of what you're seeing so far, right? That we still got some good stuff here. So here's aces again, right? Second time with aces. Now, I think maybe we had it even one more time. It could be wrong here, but it was either aces or kings. All right, so 6-3 off, just folding this, not getting involved with it, and, making our way here. All right, king nine, going to open here. Now, we were three-handed, like I said, but we're going to get the full table back in just a second here. Like I said, just bear with me as we kind of, keep making our way here. And we have the queen situation still coming up pretty soon. So, all right, so we turned a straight draw here to the jack. We also have the king. So if we do hit the king here, that would obviously be good. I just played this passively, that's kind of how it went back and forth. And, that's kind of the way to do it sometimes, if you're, look at that, deuces. I mean, I wouldn't have been shocked if he would have called us there if I would have done something. But yeah, here we go, aces again. So yeah, it's so weird, but it does happen where you kind of just keep getting it, and we did here. Now this one we are going to get a caller. I think player two or player four. So we're finally going to get to see a flop here with aces. And I slow played it, which to me, we had two players to act behind us. Kind of regretted it a little bit, because nothing happened. But yeah, I just checked it to the turn, and really nothing there. Player two is basically just raising the white flag to me like he's got nothing. But had to put something out here at this point, so I went pretty small here, just trying to get some value from really anything. Maybe he's got like a pair of tens, really anything. Okay, he called. River card was a 4, really good card for us. Doesn't change a whole lot. So I am going to try to go for some thin value here on the river. Nothing too big. I wanted this to like look like I missed maybe like a straight draw, like with Jack King or something like that. That's kind of what I was going for here. Just hoping he calls me with a pair. Will he call me? Will he do it? Will he do it? What is going to happen here? All right, he did. So yeah, I think that we probably got what we could have out of that. I don't really think it was going to go much bigger. Anyways, okay, so now we're making our way. Still playing pretty good here. Not doing anything out of the ordinary. Just playing good. I don't even think I've really bluffed at all. I haven't really had to do any of that in this so far. Let's keep our fingers crossed, but we keep doing it. All right, so I opened here. This was an accident. I did, that was like a misclick right there, but whatever. Nothing happened. All right, king 3 suited, second to act here. I just folded it. Now, if we were a little bit later in the hand, like, maybe on the button, I'm obviously going to raise that, but, early position, always a good fold right there. You don't really need to play that kind of hand. Anyways, all right, so I think the next one is going to be the moment right here, guys. So hope you've stuck around. So here we go. This was just something here. So we have a Jack 9 off. And, we're in the big blind. This is a garbage hand, right? If it's suited, completely different. But I'm going to say it is pretty much a garbage hand, okay? Like, Jack 9 suited, Jack 8 suited. I'm sorry, Jack 9 offsuit, Jack 8 off. These hands are garbage, but I decided to, mix it up a little bit here. Every once in a while, too, I think mixing it up kind of keeps it a little bit unpredictable. And that's exactly what's going to happen here. But the way this one went was, I mean, yeah, this was definitely something right here. So player one and player two are going to fold, and I'm going to kick this up, I think, to like the 45 piece. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just to do it. If player six wanted to make this call, that's totally fine. If he wants to fold, that's also fine. But like I said, I like to mix things up, and that's exactly what's going to go down here. So, yeah, player one taking a little bit to make a decision here. Not a tough one, you know, but yeah, he's going to fold it. Back over to player two, who might have made the call here. Maybe. He was in the small blind. So he's going to think about it for a second, and, you know, I'm going to be sitting here thinking about what I'm going to do next. And like I said, all right, player two is going to fold, so it's just going to be me and player six heads up. Kicking it up to that 40-ish, 45 piece, something like that. Let's see if I went for the... Yeah, we're going to dip this in some BBQ right here. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's happening. And player six is going to make the call. And this is a flop that you want to see when you make this play with Jack 9 offsuit. There is no doubt about it, okay? This is exactly what you want to see. And I'm surprised that player six just called us here. You know what I mean? I don't think he did anything wrong here, but check this out. So, yeah, so we basically just have an up and down straight draw, 7, queen. We also have runner clubs that could be good here. A lot of possibilities. And instead of going for a continuation, I made an outrageous play here. Player 6, to me, I was thinking this guy was just going to let it go, but totally read this wrong. He called pretty quick. He's going to turn over queens. Unfortunately for us, he does have the club too, which is not good. Turn card was a 6, so now we need a 7 or a queen, and this is just going to make you be like, you probably can't believe it. We got the queen. It's kind of funny too. If we think about that, though, I think that maybe if we got to the river, that probably was going to play out exactly the way it was going to play out, even if I didn't get them all in there. I think on the river we were probably going to, you know what I mean? Because he's never getting away from that. And, obviously I had the nuts. Okay, so yeah, that was it. Now we got basically a few more hands to go over here. We're not quite done yet, but, kind of reiterate this, man. Like, you guys got to get in the community, man. Pin comment, and obviously subscribe because, I'm always playing, always mixing things up, and I give you some good insight. Anyways, King 5 folded this, but we do have one more situation I want to go over coming up here. It's actually in a pretty interesting spot with it too. All right, King 5 gonna fold it, and yeah, it's pocket 9s. I was like totally confused about what to do in this spot. But you'll see what I'm talking about here. So 9s, we're in the small blind here. We're also, running good. We're still, this is a game where we're obviously really deep in it too. But yeah, we want to get a 9, right? We want to see a 9 on this flop, okay? Or at least a bunch of low cards would be probably fine too. Usually that would be fine. So we'll see what happens. All right, so player 2 kicked it up to the 45 piece. I'm just going to make a call here. Like I said, we're hopefully going to get that 9. That's what we're looking for here, okay? It would be nice. Okay, it was not a bad flop. If you look at this, we need a 7, we still have pocket 9s to this board, so we're ahead of a lot of, ace kings and ace queens, or even like king queen suiteds. He checked it. Turn card was a king. Don't like to see that. There's also a flush draw out there. It's very possible this guy's got a king, right? We've kind of already gone over that. The question is, do I want to continue here to see if we can get there on the river, okay? Because, I'm expecting him to lead out here, and he did. He went pretty big on the sizing. If it was just a little bit smaller, but I still had to make this call because I also see the flush out there. All right, so the river card was what we were looking for, the 7, so the flush missed. And if he does have a hand like, ace king or king queen, we should be able to get him to go for this. You know what I mean? I think it'd probably be a hard fold for him, even though it's a one liner to a straight. And yeah, I went I think a little bit bigger on the sizing here. Let's see. I wanted it to look like a bluff. So he's gonna think about this. He called right away. All right. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.